It's Hope and Crafty Hope, and welcome to my 30-minute Thursday art video. This is based off the hashtag that Nicole Watson Art has been doing for the past several weeks, and I'm doing it for my second week. I think this is actually her fourth week, so I caught on a little late. But for her second week, she encouraged you to use whatever colors were on your right side from the palette and kind of match your left side. So that's what I'm kind of doing, leaving what's there, and I'm going to work kind of with an idea of what's going on the left side of this page and kind of make them cohesive, but not really. So the first thing I want to do, I was absolutely compelled to draw some vertical lines for some reason. So I used a brown Stabilo Woody and a distress crayon in walnut stain. So I got those, wet them, made them a little messy, and I'm doing what I always do, which is next coming in with some collage. So I've got a couple just different things. I'm trying to remember what all I've got here. That's a dictionary paper, some tissue paper that's kind of a almost that same kind of turquoisey color, but not really. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I love tissue paper with like white dots or something on it because you can usually see when you put it down in an art journal or something like that, especially on top of something else that's already down, it becomes transparent and you can see through it, and it's super cool. And I don't know that I did it completely in this one, but y'all, if you've got some like tissue paper that's mostly one color but with like white dots or white things on it, usually those little white areas will become transparent when you glue them down. Now I'm just using this Elmer's glue stick. Normally you would use a matte gel medium or a fluid matte medium, but I just, yeah, I only had 30 minutes. That's kind of the purpose of this is you set a timer for 30 minutes and you just go and you create 30 minutes, sit there, do nothing else but create. So I'm doing that. So the other piece of paper I put down was some typewritten something from 1943 that was in my stash. All right, so I've got my collage down, and the next thing I want to do is kind of make all of this a little more cohesive. And the way I always do this is with a little bit of gesso. So I'm grabbing that. I've also, what am I going to use? I think that's silicone spatula that's sitting there. No, I'm going to start with a paintbrush and then I'm going to push some of that gesso around with the silicone brush that's there. And for a minute, y'all, I get crazy and I've got a brush in one hand and the silicone spatula in the other. And yeah, it's going to be wild. But I really just kind of wanted this to have an organic feel. Yeah, there I am, a different tool in each hand. But I'm just trying to make this feel organic, and I didn't want to block out all of the stuff that's going on in the background, but really just give me some kind of grounding for whatever comes next on this. And I was already getting an inkling of what I wanted to do. Every once in a while, I remember that I have the Tim Holtz distress stains. Now, I don't think you can buy them anymore. They're just not a product that Ranger offers anymore. They're interesting. They're like a dye or an ink almost, and they come in the daubers packages. I don't know how you're really supposed to use them, but I really enjoy playing with them because they are a distress product. You can make like water splatters on them and pick those up and then have those water splatters inside the stain. It's super neat. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I've put down some abandoned coral distress spray. Oh, distress stain, and I'm spraying with my distress sprayer. And I let that sit for a second, and I'm just picking it up with a clean paper towel. And can y'all see those dots that are in there? I love it. Love it. So I like that so much that I decide I want to use another distress product to make some splatters. So this is my distress Oxide and Peacock feathers. And so I put that on just a non-stick craft sheet, sprayed some water, and then I've grabbed my fan brush to splatter on top of that. Now, where it hits that distress stain, it's going to also do kind of that effect where it's kind of a water spot on there. It pushes the distress stain aside. It's super neat, y'all. I'm just telling you, it's super neat. And it's my favorite part of this whole page. The rest of this page gets a little wonky, but this here, that distress stain and distress oxide on top and the water splatters, favorite part of this page. So I wanted to add some texture, so I've got one of my hand carved stamps and I'm using more of that Peacock Feathers Distress Oxide to just, add some more of that turquoisey color in here. And like I said, it's just for texture. This is not a focal element, it's just something for my background. And then for more texture, I've got a graphite pencil. I think this is I don't even know, y'all. It's some from the Dollar Tree. It said HB on it. I don't know. It's a pencil. And I'm just making some scribbles. I like the movement that a little bit of pencil mark gives you in the background of things. That's one of those things I enjoy doing. And then I had this security envelope sitting off to the side. It was one of the elements I used in the week 1 of Seek, Gather, Create. Um, and so I was like, this is just sitting here. I'm going to use it. So I decided to cut some circles out from it. And I learned that I am awful at cutting just circles. Now, I did bend it in half so I could match a little bit, but you see that one was wonky. I cut it down. And then these next two are just bad. I'm only going to have 3, but this one here is going to be so bad that I'm like, I can't even fix this. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I'll cut this down. And as I try to cut it, I'm like, what am I doing? It's so bad. No, start over. So yeah, I'm going to cut another one. It's going to be bad too, so I just cut it down. Now I'm using these circles to kind of echo the circles over on that left page because I had those amazing coral circles with the brown weight to them that I absolutely loved. And I don't know, I may have to just start adding those to all my pages because I love them so much. But for today, I'm doing these. Yeah, so I'm getting those down on my page. Just again using that uh, Elmer's glue stick to get them down. And I can't remember what I do next here. I think, yeah, I grab that Stabilo Woody and just circle them real quick. And then I decide I need some more splatters on the page. So I grab this. Oh no, instead of splatters, I know what I'm doing. This is, and I think, did I use it last week and I called it transparent burnt umber? It is raw umber. It is transparent raw umber. And so I decided to just do some I don't even know that you would call it this scenic grading. It's just some craziness is what it is. So I get that there and I go ahead and wet my Stabilo Woody there that was around the circles just to have them bleed before I go ahead and dry this. Now I don't dry the ink the whole way. I decide I really want to get it to bleed just a little. So when it's almost dry on all the spots, I wet those spots that were thicker and let them kind of bleed out. So, and yeah, and I'm going to let that move around and then I'm going to go ahead and dry that again. Yep. All right, so then I decided I need some splatter in a darker color, so I'm going to use that transparent raw umber and just splatter that on the page a little bit as well. And that helps carry through that color because I've got it really heavy at the top and the bottom and nowhere in the middle. So that's all I'm doing. And then again, I'll dry it. So I decided I need a sentiment. Those circles, I was going to put a sentiment in them. And so I've got this printout of some words that I typed up at some point that mean things to me, and I'm going to cut that out. Actually, I'll put a copy. I've got it in a Google Drive if you want a copy of these printed list of words. This says never stop dreaming. So I'm going to cut those down into single words and put each of the words in the circles. This is where I start not liking this, but it's fine. This page is fine. It's not the worst thing I've ever made. I don't know. I think if I had used maybe different words or not let that security envelope be such a highlight to the page, I don't know. I decided what might fix this is putting some more of that peacock feathers in those words or in those circles. So I'm just putting some of that distress oxide onto the words with a like a little brush thing. And then I'm going to glue them down. And what comes next? I think, I don't know, I don't even want to guess now, guys. I think at some point I'm going to grab a pen. Is that what I'm going to do next? I think the next thing I'm going to do is I just grab a super cheap pen, and I'm going to go around the words because they're just not standing out to me. So yeah, I'm going to do some super, I don't know, I'm going to frame them up with super sketchy lines. Really hate these lines. I don't know. I may have to go back into this page all and do something else with those circles because I really hate them. So I decided to go around the whole page and frame it up with some of the similar sketchy lines with that pen. And my timer is going to go off here in a minute, and I decide I'm going to also use that pen to just do a little bit of mark making and add some little tiny circles around on the page, just to also carry that black through the page because it was just around the outside and the words. So here I'm adding those circles. And that's going to be it. I encourage you to check out Nicole's page and her 30-minute Thursday art hashtag. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this, and make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and I will see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.